Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Technology Philosophy. Today, the title is La Rupture Numérique, the digitization of the world and time liberation through writing as a thinking technology. I would like to review and expand upon some of the themes developed at a recent conference called Digital Methods for Social Sciences, held at the ENSSIB in Lyon, France. The conference examined how digital technologies are changing research practices in the humanities. The ENSSIB, l'École nationale supérieure des sciences de l'information et des bibliothèques, is the research institute for library and information sciences at the University of Lyon. The conference was notable in its interdisciplinarity. The approximately 90 speakers and attendees included a wide range of historians, anthropologists, information science practitioners, geographers, cartographers, philosophers, literature experts, publishers, and digital theorists. The 5-day conference covered the theoretical and practical level of a variety of numerization projects in big data, scanning and annotating literary manuscript corpora, social behavior in online networking and virtual worlds, the shift to electronic publishing, cartography, mapping, and geographic information systems, writing and thinking in general, and all of these topics from the point of view of history, epistemology, and philosophy. To start, the conference organizers defined, situated, and consecrated the topic, Digital Methods for Social Sciences, in its specific mission and activities, its location and linkage within the broader academic context, and within the regional culture beyond the university. The conference took its goal to be the same as that of the university more generally, to engage in pedagogy and critique. Historians are already evaluating and commenting on the process of the great numerization in social sciences, noting how the digitization is unfolding in different fields at different paces, rapidly, for example, in geography as opposed to literature. However, the challenge for all fields is that the technological change makes instrumentation choices difficult, especially when not fully knowing their consequences, and a deeper understanding and knowledge of the digital environment is required to deploy these tools that goes beyond the simple ability to identify which technologies are popular at any moment. A philosophical epistemologies talk opened up how we might consider the topics of writing, thinking, and technology with an overview of some ideas from Francophone information technology theorists. For example, François Asher, in Dans une société hypertexte in 2011, suggested that we need to renew our metaphors not only because society changes, but also because science developments offer new perspectives. One example of updating metaphors comes from Zygmunt Bauman, a Polish sociologist, who was one of the first to discuss globalization and its effects. In his book, Liquid Modernity, in 2000, he uses the metaphor of liquid, where he sees modernity or modern life like software, light and liquid, not heavy and solid like hardware. Technology has provided individuals with the ability to specify the details of life politics and human togetherness with fluidity and immediacy. Life is liquid, and this requires rethinking the concepts and cognitive frames used to narrate individual and collective experience. Another metaphor is provided by Andrew Feenberg in La Pensée de la Technique in 2012, suggesting that we should consider the internet as a public space, more than as a form of media with a specific mission like radio or TV. Relatedly, Milad Dueli, a Québécois theorist, in La Grande Conversation Numérique in 2008, pointed out that a text does not have fixed rigidity as it did in the past. Rather, immediately upon a text's publication, it can be changed, reappropriated, and transmitted to a large and diverse audience in other contexts. Camille de Toledo, in Potential Lives in 2001, noted the difficulty in critiquing digital technologies when at the same time one is being enlightened by them. And for Deleuze, digital technologies are collective assemblages of enunciation that hearken the formulation of a new scientific spirit. From this diversity of theorists, there are threads of similarity that extend through all of these thinkers, making three themes clear. The appreciation that new models of thinking arise, that there is intellectual interplay with science, and the importance of both the individual and collective dimensions of human experience. Writing and numerization. Now getting into a more analytical stance regarding the conference material, I would like to discuss two themes. First, writing and the current trend of numerization or digitization and the application of digital methods, and second, how changes in digital writing technologies are shifting our overall epistemic views of the definition and possibilities for knowledge creation and use. First, regarding writing and numerization is the idea that we can think of writing as a thinking tool, and that writing is a tool for thinking and for liberty, notably freedom from temporality, an idea which I will develop further. The first point to consider in the topic of writing and numerization is one of fundamentals. It is almost easy to forget that at a multidisciplinary social sciences conference concerning digital methods is at its root about reading, writing, and thinking, and especially to notice, as the Francophonic information theorists started to contemplate, that the new digital methods may invite new kinds of reading, writing, and thinking. We are possibly moving from a single-channel, narrow-band way of thinking, reading, and writing, to a more robust, multifaceted way of using and interacting with information, starting with the important idea that there may be more than one way to think. Multiplicity in thinking and writing carries over directly into multiplicity in methods of perception, an important technology philosophy topic I have taken up elsewhere in an ethics of perception in cognitive nanorobotics. Regarding writing as a thinking tool, British sociologist Jack Goody has looked at writing and human history. He stresses that communication technologies have been instrumental in human progress and situates the beginnings of writing with managing and accumulating agricultural surplus. Translating this idea to today, the contemporary question would be asking, what is this new capacity of digital writing enabling for the next step in our progress? Originally, writing was about temporality. It allowed humans more control over time, materials, and things because they could be recorded and managed. Now, with digital technologies like the internet, cell phones, email, virtual worlds, teleconferencing, Skype, and live video streaming, we have managed to make the dimension of space even more malleable and under our control. Digital writing technologies could similarly extend the malleability of time, one aspect of our modern world which has proved challenging to better control and manage. Digital writing technologies can help manage temporality in many ways, for example through automation, time compression, multiplexing, and asynchronicity. Automation compresses time in the sense that tasks which used to require human labor are being increasingly automated and sped up in time. A human transcribing an audio file might take an hour, where a speech-to-text transcription tool might take 1 minute. Similarly, multiplexing and asynchronousness make more time and on-demand time through tools like email and cell phones, where it is possible to communicate with many people simultaneously in different channels in non-real time. Being able to work with digital writing technologies requires digital literacy, a new capability and feature of our modern world, where consciously or unconsciously there is a category in our lives called learning new tech. There are two levels. First, the basic skill acquisition and conceptual understanding required to learn a new tech, and second, the psychology of the digital learning curve, which includes evaluating and justifying the time investment and utility of learning au courant digital literacy tools with the appreciation that they will be almost immediately outdated. Right now, we might complain about the effort required to learn mobile app development, R, Node.js, and jQuery, at the same time as we forget the proficiency with which we have acquired in previous generations of digital tools like file sharing, photo uploading, Excel macros, Microsoft Word, Prezi presentations, file archival, and system restore. How much effort should we devote to digital literacy, and should digital literacy for its own sake be an objective? Is it correct, as Stanford University does, to have all incoming students take a software programming class? Pedagogically, the language requirement has not changed. It has just shifted from French, Spanish, or German to C++, Java, or Python. In this area of fundamentals, many things are changing. We are redefining what is writing. We have already redefined what is a text, which may include Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, SoundCloud, and GarageBand. This is contentious, but these are the contemporary venues for the function of the text: storytelling, documenting, broadcasting and digesting news, and sensing the pulse of the collective unconscious with much greater reach, immediacy, and interpersonal sharing than was previously possible. Interesting digital humanities research projects in these areas could include examining how conceptual metaphors develop and propagate in social media, and how digital methods are changing in the art of interpreting a text. What is the library, too, is changing, already from a book repository for readers to a multimodal point of information consumption. Second, moving on to the next section of analysis, let's now develop the connection between the first and second themes, writing and numerization, and epistemology. How does writing and numerization as a suite of digital tools that facilitate liberty by opening up multiplicity in modes of thinking, writing, and interpreting texts connect to epistemology? The consideration of how changes in digital methods are shifting our overall epistemic views of the definition and possibilities for knowledge creation and use. One of the first places to look in connecting writing and numerization and epistemology is at conference convener Eric Guichard's 2013 paper, The Internet and Social Science Epistemologies, of which the conference itself was a performative implementation of what the paper calls for, which is challenging social sciences and social scientists to extend the frontiers of their fields with the creation and use of digital research methods. One way that the frontiers are being extended is through the rapprochement, or linking, of the fields of letters and culture together with the fields of technology, two areas which seemed opposed and at academic distance from each other. Likewise, digital methods are creating more linkage across fields within the humanities as disciplines share numerization methods, strategies, and now content. Digital content can be more readily examined, incorporated, and referenced across fields, and extended to other audiences outside the university, like corporations, entrepreneurs, policymakers, artists, citizen scientists, data hobbyists, and the public. These new audiences, in turn, find new purposes for the content beyond academic reach that can include learning resources, the basis for organized crowdsourced research projects and competitions, and commercialization. Though considered a vulgarization by some, the market is nevertheless a potential tool in indicating the value of activity and in raising additional monies to fund research. Further, digital methods are offering something that some of the social sciences have never had, namely greater empiricism and a quantified means of measuring results. And this can help in enhancing and validating the value of social science contributions, especially to the audience that prefers quantitative proof. In a broader sense, transformative shifts in academia are to be seen in that a computational complement is developing for every field in both the hard sciences and the social sciences and humanities. Computational biology, computational philosophy, cosmological simulation and modeling, ethics studies with fMRI data, and digitized literature corpora are just some exemplar features of the new digitized academic institution. Moving to the conclusion. In summary, I developed the themes of writing, numerization, and epistemology per the Digital Methods for Social Sciences conference held by ENSSIB, the Research Institute for Library and Information Sciences at the University of Lyon in France, in September 2013. We saw how different humanities fields are digitizing at different paces. For example, geography and GIS extremely rapidly, and literature more slowly, and that there are many complexities in selecting digitization tools and putting them into practice by social scientists. Francophonic information theorists pointed out three things: that new models of thinking arise over time, that there is continuous intellectual interplay with science, and the importance of both the individual and collective dimensions of experience. We can think of writing as a thinking and time control tool where digital technologies help us manage temporality through automation, time compression, multiplexing, and asynchronicity. We realize the importance of digital literacy in the modern era and how computational digital humanities complements are emerging to work alongside every traditional academic field. The digital methods and content generated by social sciences can now reach a much wider audience and application beyond the university, which suggests overall an opened up and amplified model for accessibility, ingenuity, and progress. Thank you. Please join me for another episode of Technology Philosophy.